all this fuss and complaining about the weather and everything, doom and gloom. But I haven't received any Baileys in my coffee for quite a while, so maybe things are looking up and up. Actually, they are. The bees are in good shape. We're a little bit late on the feed. We're not too late on the feed. They're on razor's edge. Like someone sent me a message last night. You can't raise honey on hollow guts. He's absolutely right. So I'm investing money into sugar. I should have just bought the damn semi-load. But at any rate, I'm nursing it from Bee-Made, so there'll be the third trip in. And if I get any more, I think I'm just going to consider buying a couple pallets of dry sugar and mixing it myself, so I'm not in this constant flux. At any rate, I'm feeding. Patties are going on. Investment is going into these nests, and things look pretty good. Oh, and also my friends are back. Here, do you girls want a treat? Here's a carrot. You want a treat? Oh, you can't have it all. You can have the rest of it. You guys happy to be back? You left 2 little girls. You come back to 2 older girls. That's my morning company. Today, what's on the docket for today? Feeding. We have probably a day's worth of feed. Patties, that's what takes the time, is cracking the boxes, throwing the patties in. Actually, it doesn't, but it just, So we'll get the feeding done today. But before the wind gets up, can't shake this damn wind this spring, we have to go and inspect some queen acceptance. So I bought in 100 extra BCBs, extra queens, to protect my risk of mating. And I'm thinking that was a good idea, because this year might be a tough year for mating. We've started another full round of grafting, just expecting a poor mating result. So the check back start on Wednesday, Thursday. And anything that doesn't mate, anything's a drone layer, just gonna drop another cell in and do it again. That's all we can do. But these BCBs, so we have 50 in there that need to be, we go down 10 days after we introduce a queen. We check for laying, check for acceptance, but we also check for emergency cells. For the most part, the queens always go through and tear down these cells. But I've had batches of queens come in over the years where for some reason they're just lazy off the start, and they start laying these masterful patterns to be killed off by an emergency cell. And that is the most annoying thing. So we go through and we try to pick that happy medium of not getting in too soon, but not getting in too late, so we can check the acceptance and then tear down cells if there is a problem. So we're going to do that this morning before it gets windy. On the first 50, on the other 50, I have inoculated them with American foul brood vaccine to see how that all plays out. So those colonies we've gone through before we put the queens in, because they had to sit in the queen bank for 7 days. They actually sat in there for 6 days, but we cut the cells before we put the queens in, so that buys us a bit of time. So we're just going to go through, pull cages, make sure they're all out. Sometimes it can be just, making sure everything's out and able to lay. And these packages I bought, part of bumping up my battery. We should be going through to do a quick queen check, but just a little spot check yesterday. Because if these have been in for over a week now, laying for probably 5 days. And the spot check showed exactly that. So as soon as we won't get through today, but maybe the beginning of this week we'll go through and just make sure everything is good. Let things sit for a little bit longer, then move them out to their yards. It puts a lot of pressure on a home yard, a home bee yard for robbing. So you've got to make sure you follow the rules because they find you. And then the workers have to walk through a cloud of bees all the time. Trying to catch the morning queen checking before the wind gets too strong. It's just getting annoying enough right now. So this half of the yard is BCBs, non-vaccinated, and that half of the yard are BCBs, vaccinated. These ones went in right away, right after delivery. So we're just going through the queen check, and they've actually checked out 100%, absolutely spectacular. Those ones went in 6 days after actually. I pushed it just a bit, don't tell them. But we went through and we cut cells and then we dropped the queens in. So they're not ready for a queen check yet. We'll give them 5 days or so. Working on the last nuke. Try to shield from the wind here. These are fairly healthy nukes. Drawing out the foundation. There's some of that can cell I bought. Can cell foundation. Not getting too many frames screwing up on this. I'm starting to like this foundation. We made these up with 2 frames of brood, a frame of honey, utility frame, and a couple of frames of foundation. And looks like this one's sorted just a little bit bigger. They are nice and healthy with honey and pollen. Still pollen flow coming in. I think spruce is flowing in right now, which that pollen isn't worth a damn anyways. So we're going to be putting some patties on. They're not starving. We gave them, not a lot of feed because we don't want to plug them out. Maybe a third of a pail, and some of that is showing in some of the wax that's being drawn out because there hasn't been a lot of flight weather for this last week. Be nice if we can spot her. There she is doing her job. This is what we're looking for. We haven't found any problems, so basically we didn't really have to come through and search. But whether or not she's tearing them down or the bees have just decided to tear them down, that's what we wanted to see. And she's laying, or I haven't seen an egg yet. Just assuming because the cells are torn down. Yeah, there's eggs there. So we pull all the frames anyways just for a quick glance to make sure. I did find one cell, but I think they were in the process of tearing it down anyway. This is probably all laid out.
I want to see, I can't do it with my veil on. Oh yeah.
Are they emerged? I mean, not
So
emerged.
There's some. There's a
Hatched,
few.
I mean.
A few open larvae sitting there and floating there.
Oh yeah. These queens are pretty much all exactly on time.
Also, mostly eggs.
fresh nectar or probably syrup. So this is good. We have lots of feed in here. This will hold them for a little while until they get heavily brooding, and then there's going to be demand. So we'll give them, 5 days to a week, and we'll come back and see what's up. Who knows, maybe we'll have flow, but I doubt it. Alfalfa, clover, that's the next. Oh, there she is. Jacob Ackerman queens. I am so happy with these queens. Look at the cells all torn down. Boy, there's a lot on this frame. Here, I'll put her down so you can tidy that frame up a little bit. Gotta move my fingers first. Come on, girl. Focus. Fit. She's too fat. Just the way I like them. Get down there. There she goes. A little safer.
I had to move the frame a little bit.
All right, that's what we're doing next. We are going to be pulling cages just to make sure they're all released from the cages. And it looks like we're going to beat the wind today. The rest of the day we'll spend feeding. It's gonna be a big yard. All I see is little dollar signs being pumped out of that. I guess I would call that an investment. Things are coming along. Cranberry. Pollen coming into this yard. Imagine it's cranberry or whatever else is out there, but not. Oh, there's some carriganas here too. But not a lot of nectar. It's the only food in these boxes is the syrup that we've provided. So it's kind of hand to mouth, if not in starvation mode, but just streams of pollen coming in, which is good. Patty will complement that pollen quite nicely. This is my BCB yard. These girls are booming. You pull a frame out of the bottom. Let's turn this thing off. There's a lot of strength up top. I just want to see how far down below they are. Oh boy.
There's a hatch on this side.
beautiful nest. Who is this? This is a Jacob Ackerman queen from BC. They're about to explode. We're gonna have to pull these guys down.
There's some eggs there. Okay,
How about food? Is there any food down below?
Yeah, just a scattering. There's some on the edges here, and then there's some oddly placed in the centers. That's a good margin.
That's a sign of flow. This yard's doing all right. This yard is tapped in. Let's dig into the top box and see what's up top. Any cells underneath? Nope, nothing. I'm looking at 3 frames of brood on this side. Let's pull a couple up to see what's up. So we've pulled a split, not a split, pulled a frame of brood and a couple frames of bees from this yard. Maybe we should have pulled 2 frames of brood.
This side looks like food.
Some food there. How about pull a frame right here? She's probably up top here. Whoa!
That's a very
Well,
concave looking.
That is going to make for a lot of bees. That'll pull into it quite nice. I think what we're going to do is another one there. We're going to be off our timing though. Maybe this week. Come and pull another frame of brood. Otherwise, it'll be in the trees. Wow.
Oh yeah, these guys, you're gonna look away and they're gonna be in the trees.
These BCBs, I tell you, we set the plate so the packages come basically mite free. And bring them all the way across Canada, or Western Canada. Drop them into my boxes. Fresh genetics. Whoa, that is nice. Completely new bees. If there's anything going on within my operation, these are completely and totally isolated from it. Just providing me, my idea is just providing me just a little bit of insurance. If there's something funky going on within my operation, I have these bees coming in from elsewhere, isolated within my operation.
It's fresh genetics.
Fresh genetics. If I need them, I'll use them like we're using them now. We filled in 4 yards now with last year's bees, plus nukes.
Even the dreaded yellow frame is absolutely packed.
Wow. Yeah, I think that is good.